So, inside this classroom, this is the 4 to 6 classroom. On the right hand side of the classroom, we have biology. So biology means snakes. So we've got the label of the snake, and the child has to take a carpet out, put the snake on and then they have to relate. So we got the snake, this is your right hemisphere, this is your left hemisphere, so they have to relate it, both of them together. And so all the exercises are based on that principle, is relating different things. So on this side we have many different things. We have the body parts. We have the body parts of a human being, so this works on the psyche of the child. So in this regard we have the lungs, so they can pull the lungs out, they can place it back into the body. They have the stomach, then they have the kidney, then they have the intestine, the liver, so it develops the psyche, so that the idea that the child develops a common sense that there's a life cycle. We also have a life cycle of a deer, so many different objects show the life cycle of a deer, life cycle of a frog, life cycle of many different mammals around the planet, our planet, planet Earth. We also have games like, for example, a shark game. We have sharks, so a lot of the children can take these out and play with it, so it's all tactile. They can touch it, feel it, and not taste it, because they don't taste really good. But the idea is to get them out and to read the label. So you've got hammerhead sharks, so we look for the hammerhead shark and then put it on top, and that's the idea. So the great shark, the great white shark, so put this one on top, and there you go. So this is your right hemisphere, this is your left hemisphere. Your left hemisphere is to be able to read, and the right hemisphere is to feel and touch. And it's what we call kinesiology, so it's space around you. So we'll put these back. We also have different types of games. Sponge, so they can touch. This is a real sponge that's being found in the ocean. And we have lots of, like for example, crabs. We have many different others. Sea lion, etc., dolphin, you name it. We also have many different types of things. We have marbles, they can touch the marbles. Is it a cold marble? Is it a warm marble? We also have precious stones. The children can actually touch these. We'll also do a group activity on precious stones. And the idea is to be able to touch them, feel them, and see and name them afterwards. And then I have different types of games. We have some leaves, so they have to put this on a carpet and slowly pop them out and then put them back in. But it's very meticulously done in a Montessori way, in a Montessori manner, I should say. We also have different types of leaves, and the names are on it. We have labeled them. We also have, for example, the tree, the roots, the leaves. So we teach them about oxygen and carbon dioxide. That we breathe in oxygen, and the trees breathe in carbon dioxide. And the idea is that life turns around. On the right hand side of this classroom, we have the number rods. So the idea is actually to teach them that this is number 1. So this is your right hemisphere. And the idea is to actually put a number underneath it. So you'd say this is equal to 1. That's your symbology, that's number 1. And this is the volume and quantity. So we also have different types of games. This is to show the body, so we can see that this kid is actually dressed up, and there's the skin, then the muscles, then the organs, then the skeleton. This is a game that we teach the children in order to count up to 9,999. So you teach the units, so from 1 to 9, then from 10 to 90, then from 100 to 900, and from 1,000 to 9,000. And you can look at the videos on the internet, and it'll show you how to do this game. I've got Jacob who's doing it really, really well. I've also got some subtraction games. The idea is that I won't show the whole thing, but this is the number. What is it? To count it myself. It's upside down. That's the reason why. This is the number 9, and if we take 2 away from 9, all you have to do is count the number of units left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 9 minus 2 is 7. We also teach them, we have Piaget, which is a psychologist in Geneva, and he's been teaching the Sanguine boards, which are over here at the back. And the idea is to teach them from how to count from 10 to 20. So this is what we call a Sanguine board. I should really take out a carpet, but I'm trying to show you the whole school. So the idea is to grab number 1, so we got 10, 10, 10, 10, 10, all the way up to 20, and if you add 1 to 10, makes 11. 2, 1 and 2 make 12. 1 and if you add a 3, makes 13. I'm doing this quickly, so, and then if you add 4, it's 14, and then 15, etc., and then it goes 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So that's the idea. Then you have to take these out and actually put 10 units plus 1 unit makes 11. 10 units plus 2 units make 12. 10 units and 3 units make 13. So this is your right hemisphere. This is your left hemisphere. So we always work on the principle of using both hemispheres of the brain in order for them to understand faster the principles of counting, adding, subtraction, and etc. So that's the idea. Oops. Easy. And then we have also a fraction game. So we've got many different types of games in this classroom, and the idea is to teach them from different concepts. And this is the fraction, so we have 1 whole, 1 half, 1/3, 1/4, 1/5, 1/6, 1/8, 1/10. And it's an easy way to display it and for them to understand fractions. Okay, other things. We have a pair of dice. Mrs. Harrison uses this, especially if you have a group of children in the classroom. You can ask one child who knows how to count, throws them onto the floor, and then we ask that child, can you count the number of black spots that are on the dice? And they would point out and say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 4 plus 2 make 6. So you don't have to tell them that this is addition, but it's the idea that if you add black spots together, it's, suddenly subconsciously puts things together. So we'll go downstairs. This is the 4 to 6 classroom. So we've got lots of things to do in here. This year we've been teaching Caucasus Mountains, Balkan Mountains, Carpathian Mountains, Dinaric Alps. So we've been teaching about Europe. I'll let you come this way. We've been teaching children about birds. So we've got the names of the birds, Vogel, then the tree sparrow, the bee eaters, the song thrush, starlings, gold and finch. So we've got lots of different names. So we